There it goes.
Ooh.
So that was the 5th lumbar. And the 5th lumbar on you was rotated today. Wow. I'm also going to do a little different move on that side, just like that. How did that feel?
Good.
Good. Kevin has been in the Army for how many years now?
11.
11 years
11
in
to
the
12.
U.S. Army, almost 12 years. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So he's also a metal, what is it?
Machinist.
But he gets a lot of difficulty breathing, but he also gets migraines 2 to 3 days a week. Migraines is something we've had a lot of success both with chiropractic, with the adjusting, as well as the CFR. CFR is really good for breathing difficulties, deviated septum, but we seem to get really great results with chronic headaches. And so I'm excited to do the CFR on you today and see what happens. He does have breathing difficulties on the left side, so we're gonna try to open that up for him. A lot of times the migraines can get improvement from the craniofacial release because it releases pressure. All the little sutures can open up that are restricted or constrained, and he'll hear some popping, some shifting, and have less pressure in his head. It doesn't cure every migraine, but it seems like a lot of people with migraines have had great success with it. They typically need 4 to 8 treatments. Even the guy that produces all my videos, he went from having several migraines a month to now he gets one about every 4 or 5 months at this point. So I'm hoping you'll see a little change. Now, he lives 2 hours away, so that's going to make it a little more difficult because he can't get in that often. But he probably needs a few treatments. But let's do one today. And his neck is also locked up. So one of the other things we want to adjust with the migraines is the C1 or occiput. And I think this left side's worse. So you're going to sit up and face your family. So his neck is super tight. And we're going to reach around and tilt his head just a little bit. Wow. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, that was crazy.
So this whole thing
my neck never cracked like that.
Yeah, so we released, that's good. How'd that feel? Do you like
Good.
getting your neck released like
Yeah.
that? So he's walking around with tight neck. He's got restricted airway on the left for sure. And you've been to the doctor with that one before, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to start opening things up and see if we can give him some relief. I'm also going to do a little different move on that side, just like that. How did that feel?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
How have the headaches affected, I don't know, work, family life, even serving in the Army? Have you ever had to be training and you have a headache that day and you just can't complain about it, right? Nobody wants to hear about your headache.
we wear a lot of helmets, especially when we drive our semis.
Yeah.
So
That's your main job is driving a semi, right?
Yeah,
in the
and from
Army.
the bumps and all that, it definitely affects a lot.
Yeah, and do you complain out loud about it or keep it to yourself?
I keep it myself.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear about a headache.
Yeah.
See, the one bad thing about a headache, if you think about it, is you can't measure it, right? So there's something called objective and subjective. Subjective is what I feel. Objective is what I can measure. So if I say I feel like I have fever, I can take your temperature and tell you, yes, you do have fever. But if he goes, I have a headache, I can't measure it. So I just have to trust him. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's hard to complain about a headache because nobody cares. Mm-hmm. I mean, your wife cares and your kids care and I care, but your who is it? Your commander doesn't care, right? Okay, so lie on your back. But what does it feel like to have to work or train for the Army with a bad migraine that day?
Not good.
Not good. Scoot down a little bit. Keep coming, keep coming. So you just have to suffer with it, right?
Yeah.
There's one. How do those feel?
Good.
Is that nice?
Good, yeah.
Good, good.
Usually when I crack, I cracks my lower a little bit, but not in the middle there.
It's hard to get the middle.
Yeah.
So, good. I'm going to have you lie on your side facing me. So you're going to turn this way. We're going to start to loosen your lower back up and let your hip fall. There it goes.
Ooh.
All right, good.
Not for good.
Turn towards your family here. And you're going to pull this knee up. There it goes.
Ooh.
So that was the 5th lumbar. And the 5th lumbar on you was rotated today. So it was tilted and rotated. So I took out that rotation and a little bit of a tilt
Yeah.
and leveled it out. Now I'm going to have you lie on your belly. I'm going to just move this off of you for a minute. And you're going to scoot down just a little bit towards your feet. That should be enough right there. Good. And you can put your arms on these armrests. And I'm going to just do a little bit extra in your lower back. Good. And now I'm going to lift your chest up with this. And this just opens up the thoracics. Good. All right, come stand and touch your toes. See what that feels like now. When he was touching his toes before, he would get close, but it would be tight. What do you think?
I can touch them now.
Yeah. Were you able to touch them before? No. Yeah, so now you just touch them. Yeah. So you see that's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
How's your neck feel?
Good.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty good.
So now we're going to jump into the CFR, see if we can really open things up for you, okay? So you're going to lie on your back. I'm going to put this back on you, okay? So what were you thinking when you saw the Instagram with me doing this to people? Why did you think I need to do that?
Because of the results that people were saying that they were having. Like I heard people with the same thing with the migraines. Mm-hmm. And as soon as they said that, I'm like, yeah, I have to try that. Because that will definitely help, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then especially with the breathing, like this left side is closed.
Yeah.
So
did you ever see Floppy on any of the videos?
Yeah.
This is Floppy. It gives you something to squeeze, okay? And how many days a week do you get headaches?
I say like 3 times.
And on a
Sometimes
scale,
2, but
on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? It's your body, so you can tell us.
like an 8.
An 8.
8 or 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I can't do much at all.
Can you tell when he has a headache?
Yeah,
Like, how do you know when he has a headache?
because his face changes.
Really?
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know he can tell you,
I can tell he's in pain.
but you sometimes say you have a headache, don't
Yeah,
you? Right?
yeah.
Because you could see the tension,
yeah,
right?
tension in his face, and he's like, this type of posture, like he's really in pain.
Yeah. And then what does he do? He just does his day, goes to work, or does he stay home?
No, he goes to work.
He goes to work,
but
yeah.
You could tell he's in a lot of pain.
It's going to be a tough day for him when he's in pain.
Yeah.
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 And most, you have a young family. I mean, most people work with their pain because you got to make a living. You got to get to work. You can't just take off. So let's see if we can shift that a little bit. So since your left side is the bad side, we're going to start on the right side. You're going to hold on to Floppy. I'm going to put the balloon in. Once I have the balloon in, I'll say, take a big breath, hold. It looks like this. And then close your lips. Okay. So try it. Goes. And close your lips. Perfect. I'm going to place the balloon. Whenever you're ready, big breath in and close your lips.
Yeah, I felt it over here.
Did you feel cracking?
Yeah, like over here. I felt cracking here and here.
Little pops or like.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I did.
Now breathe in through your nose. Anything feel different in any way or?
No, it feels good.
Okay,
Yeah,
now we're
it's
going to
good.
do the bad side though.
Yeah.
That was the good side. And that's just kind of warm up everything. Big breath in and close. What'd you feel that one?
Everywhere.
Did it crack?
Yeah, I cracked all this right here.
That side was probably
bad.
90% tighter than the right.
Yeah, it was
Usually
bad.
it's like 10% tighter. The
Yeah, it
bad
was
side,
bad.
your left side was 90% tighter.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me. Do you notice when you get the migraine if it's ever more on one side or than the other, or it could switch?
It's on the sides most of the time.
Sides, yeah. Here's a tissue. So I want to do another one now. I'm going to do another set. We'll do upper right and then upper left.
Okay.
And that's probably enough for today, but let's see where we get, okay? Big breath in and close. So that went pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Did it crack again?
A little bit, just
Okay.
like one.
But you could feel that was a little easier,
Yeah,
right?
a little easier. Yeah.
Okay, now we go back to the left side, but I think we're going to be able to change this a little bit. I'm going to go to the upper part. Big breath in and close. That's a, yeah. It really feels like you broke that at some point in your life. You don't think you did as a kid or
I don't remember.
with the
no.
soccer ball on the face or anything?
I know I had an injury here in like a cut, but
Yeah.
I was never told that it was broken or anything.
Can we do another one? Because I didn't
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
complete that side yet. Can you tell what I'm talking about? Because on the right side, it blasts through the back.
Yeah, yeah,
This side, it hits a wall and pushes back out at me.
yeah. I noticed. Yeah.
And that's, it's okay. It's just not, it's not enough to make the change I need for you. I think I can get it this time. There it goes. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
What did you feel different?
I felt it more up here more.
Yeah.
A little
And did
higher.
it crack?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And it broke through the back, right?
Yep. Yep.
Come sit up and face her. So he's gonna have to blow his nose a lot today and probably tonight and maybe even tomorrow. But we're creating space in there and also shifting areas that have been stuck.
Yeah, that's it.
You'll get a bloody nose sometimes. That's okay. That's normal. You know, we have to see a guy like this, he's got a really bad left side and it's
Yeah.
going to take him,
Bad.
you know, he might need 5 to 8 treatments in total if he's trying to reach maximum improvement.
Yeah.
Did you feel it open though?
Yeah.
What was your,
Definitely
what was your
a little bit.
experience?
Good. Good. Definitely
Yeah.
come back and keep doing it. So
Yeah.
I improve it.
So you live
for
far
sure.
away. So even if you could come in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, it would
Yeah.
still work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you lived in town, I'd say come next week.
Yeah.
But since you don't, you know, try to come back in 2 weeks. If you can't do 2 weeks, come back in 3 or 4 weeks.
Sounds good.
And then chip away at this. Yeah, so one thing would be curious to see is frequency of headaches after this. So if you're still getting 2 to 3 a week, that's the same. But if you get less frequent and less intense, we'd like to know.
Sounds good.
Take a few notes and anything else you could think of. So if you want to know duration, intensity, which is the number, what's the intensity on a scale of 0 to 10? Oh, today, well, normally they're like 8s. Today feels like a 10. Okay, that's a 10 today. Normally they're 8s. Today feels like a 4. Okay, write it down. How long did it last? And then you're also seeing how often they happen. Then with that type of journaling, next time I see you, you can come in and going, this is what we got.
Sounds
You
good.
know? Okay, thanks everyone.